Rich Eisen is in Cleveland, and he can feel the playoff atmosphere there. Oh, that's right. The Indians are out. Maybe it's the Browns playoff feel. And Rich joining us is tonight on the NFL Network. It'll be the Cleveland Browns, Buffalo Bills. Rich, how are you?
I'm fine, Dan. By the way, if you think something's missing in the Tampa story, don't worry. Just hang on. It'll leak out in about 5 minutes.
Why? I mean, this is a soap opera.
Yeah, we're talking about him like he plays on the Jets.
Well, the Jets.
Could you imagine?
Jets are boring compared to Tampa.
Could you imagine if this was going on with the Jets? I mean, it's bad. Just what do they want him to do? Just quit? Just leave?
Yes.
I mean,
yes.
Or and then you don't know, right? I mean, what if this is total guess? I mean, how do we know who leaked all of this information? Because it makes the Bucs look bad, and if you're trying to make the Bucs look bad, maybe it's not the Bucs who are doing it. I mean, you can't put your hand on a Bible and swear who's doing all this stuff. It's just they should just do. Somebody's got to do something. And the Bucs are the ones with his rights, so no one's going to trade for him. They're going to have to cut him, or eat all of his salary.
No, they're going to do that anyway. Yeah, they got to eat it no matter what. If they cut him, they're not going to. Nobody's going to trade for him. So
you think about it, of all the teams that need a win, because that's the deodorant. Like, for instance, right here in Cleveland, 2.5 weeks ago, they trade Trent Richardson 0-2 and start Brian Hoyer, and everybody thinks they've stuck a fork in their own season. Now they can win 3 in a row tonight, and if they do, they're in first place in the AFC North, which they could very well be, and having sole possession by week's end, because Cincinnati's at home against New England, and Baltimore's at Miami, which is no gimme, as we know. So the Brown, it just goes to show you win and things become that much easier and different. You keep losing and it just gets worse.
But you talk about Cleveland, and when they trade Richardson, you bench Brandon Weidner. He gets hurt. Now you're not going to let him come back. Brian Hoyer now is the next reincarnation of the backup quarterback we're going to give a long-term deal to. And they've changed things around. They do have talent there. I thought they were a year away from being a playoff caliber team. Are they a playoff team in your opinion?
Right now, yeah. I mean, take a look at the surroundings in that division. They have every chance. If there's a lot of ifs, but the bottom line is, I think Jordan Cameron is a weapon of the first variety, and he's emerging.
Yeah, Josh Gordon too.
And Gordon has had just a couple of games because he was suspended for the first two. Without a doubt, Hoyer has picked up the level of play for everybody, or everybody's picked up their level of play around him. They believe in him. You could see it. And with the landscape in that division that no one's going to run away with, why not the Cleveland Browns? They win tonight at home, and they're 3-2, like I said. So, and they've got belief in this kid, Brian Hoyer, who's from around here. His dad's a season ticket holder. So there's some DNA within Hoyer that gives extra special belief to a fan base that really is dying for it.
He's Rich Eisen, NFL Network. They'll bring you the game coming up tonight from Cleveland, the Bills and the Cleveland Browns. You had Pete Carroll on your podcast.
Yes.
He came to Lane Kiffin's defense.
He did. He said that the NCAA sanctions were too tough for him to overcome. And you could hear it from everyone from USC, certainly when the NCAA is going back to Penn State and saying, we're going to lessen your load a little bit here. And they're raising their hands and going, how about us over here in Southern California? You speak to anyone from that Trojan family, and they think that they have been wronged by the NCAA. I'm sure, didn't Pat Hayden say that to you this week?
Yeah, but I think, does Pete take any blame for what Lane Kiffin was left with?
It sure didn't sound like it.
Yeah, well, that would help if he said, look, I helped create this, or I left this in my rearview mirror.
Or what if he thinks that he was wrong, too?
Well, I think the NCAA was heavy-handed with USC. But it's
because... and so,
but they still did something wrong there.
But bottom line is Pete Carroll is 4-0. He's not going to sit there and start waxing rhapsodic about his USC days.
If I said you can have Broncos, Seahawks, or the rest of the field.
For what? To win it all?
Yes.
Take one from one group has 2 teams in it, and the other group has
every team.
30 teams.
Everybody else.
I will take the group with the 2 teams in it.
Well,
I'll take that.
I mean, those are my Super Bowl picks, or I'd bet you. So
Sorry again?
Those are my Super Bowl picks, or I would bet you on that. I would say.
Yeah, I mean, just the way that Seattle. I talked about it with Pete Carroll. We talked about it in our meeting just a minute ago. Is it just a media creation that we need to see the Seahawks play on the road the same way that they play in front of the 12th man? And Pete Carroll and all our experts, Marshall, Dion, Irvin, said it's an absolute media creation. That you take every road win you can, no matter how ugly, no matter how small the margin of victory is, and you run with it. And I just don't see anybody going up to Seattle and knocking them off if they get home field advantage, which you have to figure they're going to be in a position, at least a bye-week position, to just win once and host a conference championship game, barring any injury, obviously. And Denver is just off the charts right now. I mean, I've never seen a quarterback play with such ease and such success.
Well, let's say neutral field right now. Let's say they're playing at the Meadowlands. Broncos, Seahawks.
What are the conditions?
I'm going to say a light nip in the air, some flurries. I'm going to say
it's not a nor'easter.
No, it's not a nor'easter.
Okay. There is an apostrophe in that, by the way.
I realize that.
Do you notice I pronounced the nor'easter?
I like
the
that.
The apostrophe is the same way that Pat Summerall always pronounced the comma in Murder, She Wrote.
How was it?
Murder, She Wrote.
I love those in-game promotions, Rich. When Jim Nance has to do that on CBS, and coming up, touch
I tweeted this out last week.
by an angel.
Nobody reads a promo for Sleepy Hollow quite like Tom Brenneman. I mean, he really puts.
Let me hear it. Let me hear Tom Brenneman, Sleepy Hollow.
Sunday on Fox, new series Sleepy Hollow. Yeah,
those are tough.
Yeah, they are.
It's a tough transition, as you just had. It's first down and 10 for the Patriots tonight. All new episode.
It's such a toss-up because you take a look at Seattle's defense, and they've got the Legion of Boom guys that can really, you think, take those large, huge, outside the number receivers of Peyton Manning one-on-one, and maybe they get enough pressure on him to get him off the spot. That's the way you beat Peyton Manning. Seattle has the personnel. And then Percy Harvin, let's not forget, he lurks. And if he can come back and add that burst, that extra special nature to an offense that goes from 20 points to maybe 30 points a game, Seattle has it. Seattle, I mean, that's a total toss-up to me.
Yeah,
Seattle
I think it's a lot closer than what people think. We're talking to Rich Eisen. I was talking about, favorite TV shows. And, it takes me a while to get around to watching some shows. So I'm doing The Wire. I haven't done Breaking Bad yet.
You have to, Dan.
I know, but I had to get through The Wire. I got another season. I'll get to Breaking Bad.
Well, what season are you on The Wire?
Just finishing season 4.
Oh,
I got one more season.
Pat, we can't have the spoiler. That's one of the greatest spoilers in the history of television. Was one of the characters being offed in The Wire.
Quiet. Okay.
You can't go there for your audience.
No, you can't. But
yeah, you've got another couple seasons, and then you got to hit Breaking Bad. To me, it's the best drama ever, based on the fact that they had FCC constraints that shows like The Wire and The Sopranos didn't have.
Wait, so Breaking Bad is the best TV drama ever?
Period. End of story. Yes. Acting, storytelling, directing.
Well, wait a minute.
And then like I said, the constraints that they have on AMC, you don't have if you're on HBO.
But are you trying to tell me Baywatch was not a great drama?
In a way, Dan, you could read that in between the lines. Yes, you can.
That's drama. Slow motion.
You know drama.
I do know drama.
Hey, let me ask you this question, because tonight.
Oh no.
Tonight, it's a 50% chance of thunderstorms.
You got to have the umbrella.
I do, as you know, as your astute eye team reported, I do have a covering over the set. But when I walk and talk, I'm in the elements, brother. And
why don't you have, like P. Diddy had the umbrella? What was his name? Foxworth Bentley? Farnsworth Bentley.
Should I have my own?
Yes. Maybe you have somebody hold your umbrella for you.
A guest each week.
A parasol. Somebody
we
holds
can
your
get it
umbrella.
Sponsored. Let me call management right now. I'm gonna go slicker. By the way, I said against the grain in the highest.
You did. Unbelievable. You know what? Text right away when you did it. No, I'm telling you. All right. Well, be careful tonight.
the A block.
I got it right before the end, Rich.
I went up top. Pre-kick, segment 3.
I know. Thank you.
You're welcome.
TV talk. All right. Have fun tonight. We'll be watching.
All right, DP.
Okay. That's Rich Eisen of the NFL Network. Also has a podcast. Rich Eisen Podcast, richeisen.nfl.com, and on iTunes. 10 before the hour. Dan Patrick Show.
The Dan Patrick Show. Weekday mornings on Audience.